A warm welcome to day 8 session of Cyber Forensics, Unit 1 Acquisition Tools and Methods. So, the main objective of this session is to list out the digital evidence storage formats available and then explain the ways to determine the best acquisition method. And third is to describe the contingency planning for data acquisition and then how to use acquisition tools. Finally, how to validate data acquisition tools. So, these are the topics that we are going to learn today. First one, understanding the storage formats for digital evidence. So before that, we should know what is acquisition. So acquisition is nothing, copying. Data acquisition is the process of copying the data. So for computer forensics, it's the task of collecting digital evidence from electronic media. So this is just storing of evidence, collecting and storing of evidence in different medias. So that is what called as data acquisition. So there are three formats of storing the data. Actually, we will store some data in our pen drive or anywhere else, but when we try to open, it will not open. So if it is normal data, no problem. If it is confidential data or if it is very important data, what we have to do? So we will keep it in different formats. So we will attach it in our mail as well as we will keep it in our pen drive. We will keep it in our desktop system and we will store it in a CD format. So as well as we will use different formats. We will use Word for editing purpose and we will save the file in the PDF also like that. So similarly, all the evidence that we are collecting, the CF analyst is collecting, they will store it in different forms. So what are the three formats is raw format, proprietary format, advanced forensic format. So first, what is raw format? Raw format is nothing, just writing data stream bit by bit. Bit by bit, the data is written to the files, copying the data. So just by means of this method, a simple sequential flat file will be created. Simple sequential flat file will be created. So the output of this file is generally known as raw format. What is the advantage? Means we can easily able to transfer the file from the evidence file from one form to another form. We shall ignore minor data read errors on source file. So what is the main disadvantages? The storage requires more than the original disk. Actually, the data is 15 GB. It consumes more space for copying it in another space. Tools are not able to collect the back sectors. If any problems is available, it is not able to be collected. So to solve that, we are going for second format, proprietary format. A file format that contains ordered data and stored according to a particular encoding scheme such that the decoding and interpretation of this storage data is easily accomplished with particular software or hardware that the company itself has developed. So what does that mean? It will store the data according to some order. It will encode and it will decode it. So what is the main feature of this means we can able to compress or decompress the image files. So we can able to encode, decode, compress, decompress. Everything is available here. So we can able to split a big image into smaller segment files. We can able to integrate metadata. So we can able to store more data. What is the disadvantages here means the file size is limited for each segmented volume. The file size for each segment is volume size is fixed one. So beyond that, it will not accept. If the image size is very large, we can able to fragment it into a particular size. If that size is equal to the file size, then only it can accommodate. If not, it will not accommodate. So that is the main drawback. As well as there is an inability to share the image between different vendors. Suppose if the image is in of Microsoft file format and if you are trying to open it in different format, it will not open. So that is the drawback of this proprietary format. So next is third format, advanced forensic format. So AFF, advanced forensic format is the open source software and it is of the extensible file format. So what is the main goal of this means here all the drawback of first and the second should be solved in this third one. It can able to create compressed and uncompressed image files. There is no restriction for file size and it will provide image file or segment file also space for that. And then it is a simple design with the extensibility feature is there and the size is not fixed. Open source software for computing different platforms and OSs so that different vendors can also able to be opened. It offers internal consistency checks for self-authentication. So your file extension may include .aft or .afm. Okay, so we have learned about the storage formats. Next, storage methods, based acquisition methods. There are two types of acquisition: static, another one is live acquisition. What is static? Static means it is done on a computer seized during a police raid. Suppose if a police sees a computer, there itself the computer data will be copied. So that is called a static acquisition. We will not bring that laptop to our service station and there we will use some forensic tools and we are copying. That is not done here. Static acquisition means it is done on a computer seized during a police drive. If the computer has an encrypted drive, a live acquisition is done if the password is available. Suppose if you are not able to find the password, we can able to get it by using live acquisition. So there are four methods to collect the data. One is disk to image, disk to disk, or disk to data, or sparse copy of a folder. By means of these four methods, we can able to collect the data. And then bitstream, that is first disk to image. What is the disk to image? This is a common method. Normally, whatever available there, we will copy it in, we will store it in the form of image. It can make more than one copies also. You can replicate as you need. The tools used are ProDiscover, Encase, FTK, Smart, SleuthKit, Xpace, and iLook. These are some of the CF tools that is used to do disk to image file copying. Your disk files will be copied in the image format by using this tools. Next one, disk to disk. Directly, if you're copying the data from disk to disk, you can do this by using Encase, SafeBack, Snap Copy tools. By using these tools, we can able to copy the data from the disk to disk. Next is what is logical acquisition or sparse acquisition. So if your time is limited, we will use this. So this will used only for specific file of interest to the case. We will not copy entire. So whichever file we need, we will copy it. So that is called as logical acquisition. Next one, contingency planning for image acquisition. What is it, contingency planning? Why it is needed? Why we are going for this means we have to create a duplicate copy of our original image file. So as it is, when we are producing it in the code, it will more possibility of failures may happen. So if the data is duplicated, we can able to produce it in the code. So for that purpose, this duplication is very, very important. So copy the host protected area of the disk drive. So while you are doing that, you have to copy the host protected area of the disk drive also. So for that, what we can able to do means we can use hardware acquisition tools. So that tool is available. What the tool will do means that tool will access the drive at BIOS level. Okay, we will copy it in whatever the data available in C drive, D drive, like that only. So you can be able to copy the entire disk at BIOS level also by using hardware acquisition tools. So be sure that you have to take steps to minimize the risk of failure in the investigation. So that is the main ultimate aim. For that, lot of tools are available. So Microsoft is also adding some more features in their OS as well as Windows Vista Enterprise editions. Everything they are making lot of features using acquisition tools. Okay, so how the acquisition tools are used? For Windows, you can able to use acquisition tools. What is advantages of using acquisition tools? Means by using a registry modification, just there is no need for you to do like, what to say, more changes. Just you can do modification in your registry. So there is no need of a physical right blocker and all. There is no need for you. So if it is Windows, you can do some simple modification in the registry and you can add the acquisition tools. So what is the main disadvantages there means if you are targeting a drive that needs to be connected to an internal IDE. There should be some external. We cannot able to connect it by using external hard drive. So we have to connect it using by internal IDE. Windows XP write protection with USB devices. The USB write protection features block anything to the USB devices. If you are using USB, so there you will have a write protection features. What that will do means it can able to cannot able to write those content to the copy the content. So in those cases, what we can able to do means we can use some tools to copy that. So for that, what we can do is you can use USB devices to copy the entire data. So for that, what you have to do means you have to do three steps. You have to back up the registry, modify the registry, and then you have to create two icons to switch from uh, your system to USB device. So you have to create two icons. So these are the three steps you have to do for Windows XP write protection with USB devices. Next one, acquiring data with Linux boot CD. So you can use some CD to boot it. So Linux can access a drive that isn't mounted. Yes, we cannot able to access CD and all. So Windows OS and other newer Linux can automatically mount and access a drive. So what we have to do means for that we have to do some additional utilities. So if you give some provisions there, then only your CD can be added. So for that also we have to do. I think you all see in colleges. So in colleges, pen drive that port itself they will not enable. If they enable, we will insert the pen drive so that the system gets more virus. Similarly, CD provisions. The provisions and all not given by the organizations or else some companies and all. Why? Because means to protect the system. The same thing. So this is the procedure how to connect the data with Linux boot CD. So that's all. So today's assessment is fill the blocks. What are the three formats of data acquisitions? So of data acquisitions, there are three ways to copy the data. What are the three ways? First one, you can copy the data bit by bit. That is called as raw data. Second one is proprietary. And what is the last one? Advanced forensic format. Raw format, this proprietary format and advanced forensic format. Next, live acquisitions. There are two types of acquisitions. What are the acquisitions? Static and live acquisition. Live acquisition is of live acquisition. What are the two ways? Static and live acquisition are there. The live acquisition can be logical acquisition or sparse acquisition. Logical or sparse. So these are the acquisition methods.